This is Joseph Magi, author of Playing Card Divination and Fortune Telling, The Magi Method. You can find the book worldwide on Amazon in both Kindle and paperback versions. You can find the full color card deck used here on Etsy/Magi Method. You can join us on Facebook. This week, Mark Zuckerberg is in front of Congress because 87 million Facebook user accounts were compromised and sold to Cambridge Analytica, a data reseller. Okay, so without your knowledge or approval, 87 million Facebook users were sold. You are the product for Facebook. Between Facebook and Google, they receive 90% of online ad revenue. That's very powerful. And Facebook it's a monopoly. Okay? It's a monopoly. And what I want to talk about is Facebook surveillance, propaganda, and censorship. Some of the people that they censored recently was these two ladies, Diamond and Silk. They were banned by Facebook recently, and there's been a big uproar about this. They were banned by Facebook as unsafe for the community. Well, what were they doing? They're simply Trump supporters. And this does not match the narrative that the left is pushing. And so Facebook banned them. And so they've been on Fox News and on several different programs. This is censorship. This is violation of the First Amendment. Everybody has a right to their opinion. And, you know, even if you're a person of color and you like Trump, you have a right to that opinion. This is America. So I guess I want to look at how bad is the censorship in America, because this is extremely dangerous for a democracy. Facebook they're a monopoly, and they're censoring people, and this is a pretty big deal because I don't want to go all into the world on you, but I have to. The end game is one world religion, okay, no religion, and they're demonizing Christianity and Islam, okay, and Islam may deserve to be demonized, but they're demonizing all the world religions. They're just saying they're all bad, they're all radical. So one world religion, one world government, okay, so in the EU they have, I don't know, 24 countries that are controlled by the EU, an unelected body, and they're doing all kinds of things that the people don't like, don't want, that violate national sovereignty. And so there's been a Brexit. Italy is fighting against this. Poland is fighting against this. Austria is fighting against this. And now there's one world religion, one world government, one world currency. And they're going to do this. Facebook's role in this is propaganda, surveillance, and censorship. And that's what they're doing. They're censoring people. They're censoring free speech, which violates the First Amendment. And ultimately, when they get to the one world currency thing, and that's from Revelation 13. Revelation 13 says the Antichrist causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and slave, to receive a mark on their right hand or on their foreheads, that no one may buy or sell except one who has the mark. Okay. And the man of perdition, the destroyer, the man who will come to destroy the entire world, does this. So I'm going to throw a relationship spread to initially see how bad is this is Facebook, and I'm using neutral cards, and the Queen is us, the people. And this is appropriate because the body of Christ, those who belong to Christ on the earth, are the bride of Christ. Okay, so whether you're male or female, if you belong to God, you are the bride of Christ. So I want to see the situation of the censorship situation, the surveillance situation between Facebook and us, the people. So let's just see what we get here. That's not looking very good. Interesting. Well, the outcome's very hopeful. See if we can. It's not bad. Not a bad focus. Okay. So in terms of the censorship situation, the surveillance, the propaganda, and censorship, what's going on our side? Okay, we're the people of God, or the bride of Christ. We are the woman. Okay, so we have scourge, home, and executioner. The executioner pops out. The executioner is being forced. This is propaganda. We're being forced to do and to think the way they want. Home, people close to you. This is a sort of a feeling. It's a heart, so it's a feeling card. Scourge. We're being constantly forced into a direction. That's propaganda. That's censorship. We're constantly, all of the people are constantly being pushed and forced into a direction. They're trying to control our thinking. Okay, and they're doing a pretty good job of it. A for instance is, okay, it was very clear from the media that Hillary Clinton would overwhelmingly beat Donald Trump in her bid for the election, that she would be the next president. Well, that didn't happen, and Donald Trump won. Okay, that's propaganda. They were propagandizing, and how many people didn't come out and vote for Donald Trump because of all that propaganda, because it was a done deal that Hillary Clinton would win. Well, she didn't win, and that's them constantly pushing us in a direction. Another thing I'd like to point out is people who are revealing what's going on in terms of censorship, in terms of surveillance, they become enemies of the state. Edward Snowden, he revealed, he was a CIA employee, he revealed the global surveillance apparatus, and he had to flee, and he now lives in Russia as an exile. Also the WikiLeaks guy, Julian Assange, he was set up, he leaks government information so that people can have the truth. Okay, they go against the narrative. Okay, and these two ladies, and I'll talk about them in a minute, Diamond and Silk, they go against the globalist narrative, and they support the president. Apparently, they're not allowed to support the president. What the hell? I mean, of course they can support the president. That's ridiculous. And it's terrible what your government is doing, what the globalists are doing. Let's add this up. This is 13, 17, 20 blockage. Yeah, we're prevented from having free speech, and they are forced, they're constantly, the scourge is constantly beating us and forcing us in, funneling us into a direction. So it's kind of bad for the people. This is a bad time for the people. For the people of America, for the people of God. This is a pretty bad time. So this is Facebook's side. We got strength, finger of God, and ruler. Okay, so they're a monopoly. They own everything. The ruler's very powerful. Finger of God comes from the outside and changes everything. So they're changing everything. They're imposing their will on us with the finger of God. Strength. And they're very strong. And they're very... These are rooted cards. Interesting. So this side over here, they just control everything. They're just very powerful, very powerful, very powerful, and they just impose their will on the people. Interesting. Yeah. It's not clearly malicious, okay? They have a political viewpoint. I think people are deceived. You know, even the people who are pushing the globalist agenda, they're just deceived. And they... You know, all that virtue signaling, they think they're maybe doing something good. The outcome, yes and roses. Yes is a very positive card. And roses, oh, interesting. And it adds to 12, which is scourge. 12 is 3 spades, scourge. So everything is couched in... you know, good intentions, virtue signaling, we're doing it for your own good, we're loving these people and those people, and we have to help everybody. But it's really quite evil. So, okay, so what do I see in terms of surveillance, propaganda, and censorship? Okay, they're over here on our side, we're being, this is 20, five spades, which is roadblock. We're being blocked from having our own opinions. They're constantly forcing us, constantly beating us and forcing us into one direction. They're trying to control even the way we think and act. Okay, that's propaganda. That's censorship. Facebook on their side, they're just too powerful. They're too powerful, and they can just impose their will on us. They do it by pretending that what they're doing is good and virtue signaling, oh, we're helping these people, oh, we're helping those people. But really, they're destroying America, and they're leading to the end. Okay, you destroy the... It's about one world religion, one world government, and one world currency. And when that happens, when we get to the one world currency, it's over. Okay, and we're very close to that. And I'm glad to see that there's pushback against this in Europe. There's no pushback really here in America. Not yet. I would like to see some pushback in America. Oh, and in terms of censorship. Okay, so Diamond and Silk were censored. Okay, so these two were censored. They were kicked off of Facebook. So in Europe, they have the rape of Cologne. In 2016, on New Year's Eve, 1,200 women just in Germany were raped. Wow, that's horrific. Okay, and these men were not punished. They're almost entirely immigrant rape gangs. In England, plus 1,000 girls were raped and used for sex over 40 years. Just young girls, young white girls. Okay, and really nothing is being done about this. And this is part of what's behind Brexit. This is a big part of what's behind Brexit. Okay, they're importing devils into their land, and the people are like, oh my God. And what should happen to I mean, more than 1,000 young girls were raped, and constantly they were turned into prostitutes. This is a national, wow. Okay, and so there's people who don't like this. Lauren Southern, Martin Sellner, Brittany Pettibone, and they just want to talk about what's going on at a place called Speaker's Corner, where anybody can talk about anything, and it's not hate speech. So here's these people doing terrible things, just raping Europe, raping the young girls, raping the women, just in numbers that have never been seen before. And anybody who disagrees with them, they arrest them. Okay, these three people, they just wanted to talk. They wanted to have an open discussion at a place called Speaker's Corner, and they were arrested and detained and prevented from entering the country just because they wanted to talk. So it's okay to rape people and murder people, but it's not okay to talk about it and say, hey, maybe there's something wrong. And the British people are smart enough that they said, hey, wait a minute, your government is doing this to you. Okay, and your government is doing this to you, America. They're destroying America. Anyway, so let's look at these ladies, Diamond and Silk. Will Diamond and Silk be uncensored? Will they be returned to Facebook? Wow, they're still blocked. Okay, so we have Karmic Relationship, City, and Cornucopia, and Roadblock. And this adds 16, 22. So 6 diamonds, 22. City this is global reach. This is reaching everybody. Okay, this is access to everyone. Abundance, access to everyone. Karmic relationship. I think they will be restored. I think that this is the temporary blockage. A lot has been made out of their blockage. I mean, this is clearly censorship. So it's just censorship of free speech. Yeah. So I think they will. Will they be restored? I'm going to throw one card. Will they be restored? Because they need to be restored. One card. Yeah. Mustard seed. Replanting. And the shadow is Mercury, which is communication. They'll replant the mustard seed. So they'll be replanted. They'll be restored. So will there be a pushback? Ultimately, there's a globalist agenda. There's those who are for Christ and those who are against Christ. And the globalist agenda is essentially anti-Christ. It really is that simple. So will there be a resurgence of Christian values in the United States within the next 10 years? Because if it keeps going like this, I think the party's over, people. I think America is going to suddenly fall from first place in the world, the richest country in the world, to 25th place overnight. And there's also going to be a crash. Because what makes America great is Christian values. What gave all of the freedoms for gay people, all the freedoms for women, all of these freedoms are because of Christian values. And these idiots are trying to destroy the Christian faith in America. And Europe, in all of the West, they're trying to destroy the Christian values. And if they succeed, it's over. The party's over. Because the only reason you have these freedoms is because of the Christians. And without them, you're so screwed. So, is there going to be a resurgence of Christian values in the next 10 years in America? Yeah. Okay, so here we have woman, diamond ring, Mother Earth, and high tower. This is official. This is organization. So this is the state. This adds 26, 12 and 12 and 2, 26. So the land and the environment, they will again embrace Christian values and recreate a good situation. So the people, it's interesting because I noted the people as the woman. okay, both men and women, the people of God. So the people of God will again embrace Christian values in the land, and it'll be official. So hopefully they'll start voting again as a bloc and will reclaim America. Facebook surveillance, propaganda, and censorship. How bad is it? Okay, in the first spread I threw, we had King of Spades, and they are really forcing, King of Spades and Three Spades, they're really forcing us to think, group think, and the way they want us to think. They're just too powerful, they're a monopoly, and they just couch everything they do, Facebook and the government, they just couch everything that they do in terms of, oh, we're doing it for your own good, we're helping these people, we're helping those people. But really, they're destroying America. And they're censoring. It's propaganda and censorship. So here, I asked, would these ladies, Diamond and Silk, would they be restored? And the answer is yes. They'll be restored, to their voice to the world will be restored, and abundance, and their audience will again be able to hear them, and they'll be replanted. Here I asked, would there be a resurgence of Christian values to push against this tide of globalism that is going to destroy the entire West and the entire world? Because if the West goes down, the whole world will be plunged into a new dark age. And this will happen in an instant. It almost happened in 2008 with the bank crisis. The entire world almost plunged into darkness in 2008. And Obama bailed us out, $900 billion bailout. And if that had not been done, we would be in something worse than the Great Depression right now. So I applaud Obama for doing that. Did they change anything about the banking system? No, they're idiots. Okay, so will there be a resurgence of Christian values, a pushback against this evil globalist agenda? Yes, there will. There will. The people of God will push back, and officially, and this will trickle up or trickle down, however you see it, to government and policies. So there will be a pushback. Thank God, or it's over. Anyway, that's how I see it. I'm Joseph Magi, author of Playing Card Divination and Fortune Telling, the Magi Method. You can find the book worldwide on Amazon in both Kindle and paperback versions. You can find the full color card deck used here on Etsy/Magi Method. Join us on Facebook.